Stacking your first 100 ounces of silver? How about your first 500 ounces of silver? Have you ever wondered how long it would take to fill a monster box full of 25 tubes of silver? Whatever amount of time you think it will take you, this strategy could cut it in half. In this video, I'm going to share my top tip to reaching the 100 and 500 ounce silver stacking goal that we all set for ourselves. Fast. Turbo fast. What is the thing that helped me to increase my silver stack twice as fast as I had predicted? Remember, my nickname is Turbo. This 100 ounce mini monster box. $14.99 is all it took to motivate me. This is from SD Bullion. There are multiple different boxes from different mints of coins and rounds. These are basically the containers that the dealers receive their coins in, and they open up or break them down, sell them individually. For example, here's a Silver Eagle monster box as opposed to a mini monster box. This holds 500 or 25 tubes, and it gets pretty heavy. So I elect to stick with the smaller 100 ounce. There's also Canadian maple leaf boxes. These are pretty sturdy. I have two of these as well. I mostly use this for other stuff, other silver bars or silver rounds. I'm not really stacking anything in these right now because I kind of pivoted away from the 25 coin tubes, and that's what this fits. Taller tubes and not as wide as like the Eagles or even rounds for that matter. The fit is very tight, but I can get American Silver Eagles in this box as well. When it is full, it will hold 100 ounces of silver bullion rounds or American Silver Eagles, and 5 of these will equal a monster box. That's 500 rounds or coins, or about 17.5 plus or minus $1,000 in silver in today's prices, easily covering most silver stackers' first cornerstone goals of 100 and 500 ounces. I will leave a link to each of these in the video description below. For those of you who are stacking 90% junk, constitutional silver, stick around. The last third of this video is for you. Alright, so these are a great place to store your silver coins, but most importantly, if you have any obsessive compulsive tendencies, seeing any of these boxes incomplete will leave you empty. They're a great motivator. You will want to fill this monster box. The reason I know this is because I have now done it once and I'm doing it again. The first time I stacked 1 ounce silver rounds, it was my first stacking goal I set. Now, of course, I also bought some bars and coins along the way, so I reached 100 ounces well prior to filling this with 100 generic buffaloes. What I found was that I naturally prioritized adding a tube to the mini box before I bought anything else for the month. Then I made the goal for myself to fill this mini box, and it took less than 3 months. At first I was buying 5 rounds at a time. Then as I matured in my journey, I began buying tubes at a time. That, of course, is when it really took off. I wanted to turbo stack them as fast as humanly possible. It became a game. I couldn't buy whatever was the latest on my list until I first added a tube of generic rounds. When I saw my half-full mini box, I wanted it to be full. So instead of spending money on a numismatic coin I didn't need, I decided to put that money towards the generic rounds to finish the mini box and eventually the monster box. After I completed the first 100 ounces of generic rounds, I traded in those 100 ounces in a GSR trade, leading to about 1.5 ounces of gold. Then I moved on to a few other stacking goals, and eventually I got around to stacking the ASEs. Premiums are the key here. As a general rule, you should not stack ASEs over rounds for the simple fact of premiums. Rounds normally carry a $2 to $5 premium, and ASCs will carry a $6 to $20 premium per ounce. However, in today's current market, stacking ASCs is a no-brainer. Many dealers are offering ASCs at $2.50 to $5 over spot. So I started stacking these about, last June, so 7 months ago. And in addition to all my other goals I set and I'm working towards, this is no longer my top priority. However, you will notice me adding these 3 tubes, which finish off mini box 2 with this month's edition. So 7 months, I have purchased 10 tubes. That's almost 1.5 tubes per month, 200 ounces, almost a kilo per month. 28 ounce. Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm 40% of the way to my first monster box of ASCs. So if you're looking for motivation to help you stack silver faster, these monster boxes and mini monster boxes are definitely a great way to get that motivation. And if you want to stack junk silver, you can always purchase the guardhouse boxes. I've not started one of these yet, but now is a really good time to do so. So perhaps I will. That'll give me a goal and purpose for requesting my change in 90%. Just not have any other purchases tied to the 90% box, I guess, like I do for the 1 ounce box. I think they also make these in quarters. Yep, there's a quarter tube pack. And then I think there's also, at least here's the box for the $50. I think the tubes, I couldn't find a listing for the tubes. But again, I will include links to these products here as well in the description below. Additionally, I believe they make some for nickels, so you could do like 2024D Jefferson nickels or War nickels or Buffalo whatever. But it's fun. If you do buy rounds or coins in a tube at a time, you will notice about 90% of the time the tube will come sealed from the mint or dealer. When you get sealed tubes, don't open them. They have much more resale value at the LCS if they're still sealed. Second little tip, if you do, again, buy your rounds or coins in a tube at a time, and like me, you like to look at your silver, then buy 22 rounds or coins at a time. The extra 2 will not be sealed up in a tube, allowing you to enjoy and even display the obverse and reverse of each coin or round you have in the tube. There are some guys out there that'll buy a monster box at a time. I prefer to do 1 tube at a time or a coin at a time, which I certainly have done before in the past when I was first starting out. But once you start to get motivated on that silver stacking journey, you're going to get creative. And, at least I have been creative in finding ways of keeping myself focused and fighting the urge to get that instant gratification. So anyway, I appreciate your time. And if you're still watching this video, you are who I am creating content for. You, just like me, are taking in as much as possible. Thank you for your support. Without video views and subscribers, all that I share will disappear. Please share your thoughts on how I could improve and speak more directly to you in this journey. God bless. Stack with purpose. As you were, Turbo out.